Hey, it's Josh here. I just want to tell you how to use the TRA and QSRA dashboard. So you'll find it on the left-hand side, just under the plan and just above the risk drivers tabs. There's two things that you can really do on this screen. The first is for projects that are probably below 50 million and that aren't going to require a quantitative schedule risk analysis. That is to use our Time Risk Allowance weather days chart. So when we've run our simulation, when we've factored in all the thresholds, when we factored in all the weather and climate data, we will spit out how many weather days your project is likely to experience. We give the total for the project as well as totals for each month and for each year. So the min is the best case scenario. This is the model run which had the lowest number. The max was the model run that had the highest number, the worst case scenario. The mean is, of course, the average. The 20th percentile, or the P20, is in 20% of the runs, there were 13 days or less. In 40% of the runs, 15 days or less. 80% of the run, 19 days or less. And in 95% of the runs, 22 days or less. That's an overview. You can, if you were aiming to basically put a time risk allowance bar at the end of your project, then you would select one of these numbers, perhaps the mean or perhaps the 80th percentile. If you wanted to add a TRA bar at the end of each month, then you would potentially use these numbers, the 1, the 3, or at the end of each year, 4, for example. If you wanted to see the time risk allowance per activity, then you would actually have to go to another tab. The risk drivers tab, for example, allows you to see the number of weather days. You can filter it by the most severe, and you can see the P80 or the P40 or the max. Similarly, under mitigations, you can also see the associated number of weather days associated with each activity there as well. If I go back to the TRA screen, you can also, if you're doing a project probably usually over 50 million or one of those more risky projects where a quantitative schedule risk analysis would be appropriate, you can export data from our platform into Primavera Risk Analysis, into Delta Acumen Risk, into Safran Risk. There will be videos separate that allow you to explore how to use these integrations, but they're quite simple. The final thing is there's always a print view button in the top right-hand corner of all of these dashboards. That allows you to basically get a printed report of this information that you can then share as a PDF or print out, available for you and your colleagues to review. Thanks so much for listening.